3. I know the score says 2-1, but we had to play game 4 before 3 because that's just how we roll. And we actually have a sub Beer Dragon playing with LaBouffe. Of course, I have to say, oh yeah, there's no names in 2v2. So on the left side of the map, on the top portion, we have Blue T as the pink eyeshadow Protoss and her teammate, or his, Brett, playing as the yellow Terran. And they are both playing for LSU. And their opponents, of course, are the Boilermakers on the right side of the map. In the bottom portion, we have the red Terran, Fear Dragon. And his ally for this skirmish is the blue eyeshadow LaBouffe, playing as Protoss. So we have a double TVP, which may get a little confusing, but just remember that red and blue, that's Purdue, red, blue, Purdue, and purple and yellow, LSU. I think that rhymed good enough that I'm going to take it. Immediately, Blue T is scouting for any early shenanigans, and LaBouffe seemed to scout after 9, so nothing too cheesy yet, mainly just trying to get a scope on what his opponents are doing. And Brett is now doing the scouting information after the supply depot was completed for LSU. Actually, oh, wrong button. I just now have to remind myself to take down that view and put up the real one when more action gets down. It looks like Fear Dragon is doing an old school wall off. I don't know if I know he normally doesn't play as Terran, so it's kind of a rookie mistake, but that's fine. And Brett is actually building his supply depot, or his barracks, a little behind as LaBouffe is doing some harassment. He should be harassing this SCV, but that's fine. And just sneaks on by. Both players should have a pretty good knowledge of nothing too cheesy just yet is going on. LaBouffe needs to pay attention to this probe, and actually the scouting SCV from Brett isn't being looked at all. A tech lab going down, so we may see the Reaper opening, or even oh my god, he didn't even wall off. That's fine. The walling off is usually a bigger deal with Terran players. LaBouffe is going to see that there was a probe that was kind of hiding. No forge, I mean, so no cannons can go down, but that having a pylon in someone's base can mean that foregating and other things like that can be very effective. We do have a Marauder coming out immediately. No concussive shell or stim just yet. He just now has enough for for stim. But actually getting combat shield. That's a very fast combat shield. So we'll probably see, I would guess, 2 more, and up to 4 more barracks being thrown down, and just mass marine. What that early Marauder is actually going to do is prevent, well, not prevent, but help against any stalker harassment early on, but it doesn't look like we're going to see this, as this stalker is mainly going to look for scouting information. And oh, that was very cute of LSU, how almost that marine stalker were doing absolute opposite paths. And LaBouffe is actually doing the first proxy pylon right now, as LaBouffe is foregating. Probably didn't need this reactor, but we'll see how it works out. Supply depot just finished up, so that's good. But we do have the first forces up. We do have Marine Hellion versus a 4-gate, and a 4-gate versus what will be very nasty Marauder. What LaBouffe actually needs to do, and what Fear Dragon can do, is pick off this Hellion. Oh, and the Hellion lives. Why the Hellion is so important is that's going to be the major damage dealer to the rest of the Marines. That's going to be followed up by Fear Dragon, and he's only making 2 Marines at a time, which is making me really nervous, but he's getting a second reactor. So he is doing a 3 racks with a 4 racks, but there's going to be a bunker here, and he needs to start doing a lot more damage. Those Marauders need to go. They can actually break this right now. There's not enough SCVs around for them to stop this, and the combination of Marauders and Stalkers are able to just completely take this out, especially knowing that there's only Hellions and a few Stalkers out. But here they go, they start engaging again. They're targeting down the bunker, and it goes down extremely fast. More Marines are being rallied on the way. There's just so many more Stalkers right now for Team Purdue than for LSU, and now this is like the big problem right now. Purdue has broken up the wall, has now almost supply blocked one of the LSU teammates, but now it's a 2 versus 1 scenario, and what Brett is going to have to do with his siege tanks is just start turtling up. Those Marauders are doing so much damage against these Stalkers that it's not even funny. Could probably control it a little better, and even a dropship's down right now. Fear Dragon needs to start using this and pick off this tank and even target down the medevac, which would be extremely helpful. We still have a few more forces from LeBouf and just chasing down the remaining Stalkers here. LeBouf should even run one of these Zealots to start picking off some of the pros, but it doesn't look like any of that's going to happen. This last little force is going to be thwarted. But here they go, charging up again, and that was extremely lucky that only 2 Marines were hit by that Marauder. Fear Dragon, you can tell, doesn't play as Terran because he should be stutter stepping majorly right now, which he isn't. More and more units are just getting flooded in by the 3 gate and the 3 racks and the 4 racks right now. Blue T is just passing, just running up. LeBouf really needs to send one of these Zealots. That's going to even the playing field, well, not even, but tip the playing field heavily in their advantage, since then Blue T is going to have to start building more probes and wasting minerals that way. And even if Fear Dragon can start getting some Marines here, that's going to be extremely helpful. But it looks like they're just flooding in units. Brett is going to try to do absolutely nothing. LeBouf has actually been force fielding off Brett's help, and with Fear Dragon having a Marine there and the Sentry there to start picking off this, oh no, but the submarines are able to start to escape, but they're holding off. Oh, Fear Dragon's not moving. Any of these people need to start going over here. This is driving me crazy. They either need to start picking off these probes or picking off the pylons so nothing can be warped in. But they're doing neither of that. They're mainly just idly clicking by, and Brett is now going to be extremely hard to break now that siege is done, as they'll 2-shot bunches of Marines. We do have +1 Blue T GGs, but that doesn't mean that they're completely out. No one better leave. Blue T left. Purdue, do not leave. Right now it's Brett who's controlling his ally Blue T versus Fear Dragon and LeBouf now, so it's a 2v1 scenario. LeBouf should have the experience of knowing how to take out these siege tanks or how to prevent any of this going down. But what they really need to do versus Blue T, I mean, the Terran player has been benefiting from all this extra mineral flow. That is just a huge blunder in a 2v2, which kinda is skeeving me in a wrong way. But being able to keep Brett on one base is huge, and oh, okay. I was like, what the hell? Fear Dragon is actually getting a little protection from drops, but if a drop's going to come, they should drop here. So it's not going to be too helpful. What they need to do is expand each of the Purdue players need to expand, since they're not going to be able to break even just these. Oh, they may. I may have spoken too soon. They're just gonna, what I'm gonna effectively just call zerging up, and just gonna start breaking up the ramp. But I think it's just very not cost inefficient, as they're losing effectively the whole army. Only medevacs now are actually staying alive, doing some tank micro. But Brett is actually going down. He just wasn't able to withstand all that mineral influx and just goes down. So that constant pressure from Purdue University actually wins it for Purdue versus LSU in the first of the year. Oh, fuck! I didn't transfer. Oh yeah, that's on stream. I was on map view that whole time. First day doing that. Really need to improve on that. My bad, guys. Shit.